Welcome everybody. Our props today are a blanket and 2 blocks and a strap if you have, and we will get started. I'm Cantor, Lizzie, Shammash. If you're here for the first time, a huge welcome to our strong embodied practice community. And if you're here for the 145th time or whatever we're on, welcome to you as well. Let's practice. It's always nice to start our week in this way. So Shavua Tov, everybody. Today is the 23rd day of Tammuz. We move along, and it's amazing. It's really amazing. Let's find a comfortable seat. Sit up tall. And you can just find the center of your sitting bones, these 2 bony prominences that form the base of the pelvis, the stable base of the pelvis. You can kind of find your place on them by rolling a little front and back to the fronts of the sitting bones, to the backs of the sitting bones, a little bit of what we call posterior and anterior tilt of the pelvis. Just going back and forth a couple of times, rocking. And then find that nice center where you're evenly balanced. And just take a moment. You can keep the eyes open or closed just to check in and notice how it feels to be in your body today. Just investigating, how is it right now? Observing. No need to change anything. Don't need to change your posture or your breath or anything really at all. Just coming right to this moment. And diving in with some attention to the inner world. How are you doing today? And see if there's any kavanah, any intention in the form of just one word that you want to, or one phrase that you want to offer yourself. Could be as simple as breathe, or ground my feet, or soften my heart. You know, that just will help guide you through your practice today. Is there any little bit of wisdom from your wise self to yourself? And let's begin with some shoulder rolls, inhaling the shoulders up toward the ears. And as you exhale, drawing the shoulder blades toward each other, the elbows back and the shoulder blades down the back. Just taking some nice generous circles here, inhaling up and inhaling, exhaling back and down. In your own time, a few of these just nice and slow, being gracious with yourself, really getting some nice movement here through the whole shoulder girdle. Feels so good. Let the jaw go. Be easy in the throat and easy in the forehead and brow. Just beginning to link movement and breath to each other. You might imagine anything you want to let go of on the exhales. Just dropping it, letting it go. And then coming back to rest and noticing how that feels. So you really let the shoulder blades slide down the back and support the back. And then take the hands, rub them together for a moment. Just get a little bit of heat into the palms. You'll give a little love to the skin of the face, bringing the pads of the fingers to your forehead, your hairline. You can even go into the scalp if you like. And you can control the amount of pressure and the tempo of your fingers so that you can really give yourself exactly the kind of touch that would be most loving and most delicious right now. Move to the temples. You can take thumb and first finger and just pinch the brow from the bridge of the nose over to the outer edge of the brow. Then come down the sides of the face. Little strokes. A little bit of massage of the jaw hinge, cheeks, into the nose, around the lips, and of course under the chin and tongue, just stroking sides of the neck. A little chewing, opening wide. And lastly, lion pose, sticking out the tongue. Shaking it out. Let's look at a side bend, walking the right fingers out to the right and taking the left arm up and over. If you have shoulder issues, you can just take the hand to the shoulder, keep the hand at the hip. Then we're going to make a little circle here by bringing the arm behind you and coming forward, making a circle or an oval and letting your torso move with it too. And we can even coordinate the breath, inhaling as we come up and we open, we look towards the sky, and exhaling as we come forward, close the ribs down and come around. Inhaling and exhaling. And then come on back to center. And we'll take the other side, walking those left fingertips out, bringing the right arm up and over, really open through both sides of the rib cage as you come over. And then take the arm behind you, open to the back, and circle in front of you. You can follow the arm, the fingers with your eyes if you'd like, inhaling as you come up, exhaling as you come forward. And then come back to center. And we'll take a twist, inhaling tall. And as you exhale, twist very simply, no yanking yourself around to the right. Just see what you've got. You know, it might be your first twist of the day, taking those right fingertips behind you, left fingertips to the right knee or outside of the right knee. Notice where your head and neck are. Keep the neck and head in line with the rest of the spine. And then inhale back to center, exhale and pause. Just notice how you feel. Inhale tall. And exhale, spin to the left. Again, just keeping it simple. You can plant those left fingertips behind you. A couple of breaths here. And then when you're ready, come on back to center. Lovely. I want to just share a few words today. So We are in the period called the 3 weeks between the 17th of Tammuz, today is the 23rd, all the way through the 9th of Av, Tisha B'Av, fast day. And this is a mourning period, of course, as the 17th of Tammuz commemorates the breaching of the walls of the temple, and the 9th, the coming down, the destruction of the temple, and many tragedies that have befallen the Jewish people. So this is kind of the deepest part of the mourning period. And of course, Tisha B'Av is a fast day. We'll get to that soon. So this is a period in which traditionally we don't engage in weddings and happy occasions, getting haircuts, shaving a beard for men. It's like avelut, it's like mourning, the same as Shloshim would be. So we'll talk more about this period and as we go through these next few weeks, of course, and we'll start to look really towards the high holidays. As Rabbi Alan Lew of blessed memory says, it's the 17th of Tammuz that really begins the whole period. Also, we have a transition this week. It's the end of the book of Numbers, Bamidbar. And so we strengthen ourselves with that, chazak, chazak. It's the end of the Israelites' time in the wilderness. And we have a double portion this week, matot, mas'eh. And I want to look at the portion called mas'eh, journeys. The journeying about where we have come from and where we are going to. All of the 42 places in which the Israelites camped during their 40-year period in the wilderness are named. Name recognition is very important. We're always on some kind of journey, micro journey, macro journey, right? We're always coming, arriving, departing. In the language of Buddhism, arising, abiding, and passing, right? In every moment, in every breath, we arrive, we pause, we abide, and we leave over and over. And we can notice this in our practice, on the mat and in our lives. This is the micro of impermanence. Moving into a pose, abiding in a pose, leaving a pose. So journeys, mas'eh. This portion talks specifically about 6 arei miklat. Ir means city, arei is the plural, cities of refuge, where a person who's committed involuntary manslaughter can go and be safe. And I want to read from the Torah text itself. Yud-He-Vav-He spoke to Moses further, saying, "Speak to the Israelite people and say to them, when you cross the Jordan into the land of Canaan, you shall provide yourselves with places to serve as cities of refuge, arei miklat, to which a manslayer who has killed a person unintentionally may flee. The cities shall serve you as a refuge from the avenger, so that the manslayer may not die unless he has stood trial before the assembly. The towns that you thus assign shall be 6 cities of refuge in all. 3 cities shall be designated beyond the Jordan, and the other 3 shall be designated in the land of Canaan. They shall serve as cities of refuge. These 6 cities shall serve the Israelites and the resident aliens among them for refuge, so that anyone who kills a person unintentionally may flee there." So we need to build cities of refuge. This community is an Ir Miklat, is a city of refuge, a place of refuge where we can come and safely explore ourselves. The body is an Ir Miklat, a place we can take rest. Sometimes it doesn't feel so restful. Sometimes it doesn't feel so safe in the body, but we can acknowledge what's here and work to cultivate safe space for ourselves in our own bodies. And that's what we do on the mat. We're always working to build a sanctuary of loving kindness, of chesed, through our full presence in this moment, in every moment. Consciousness always permeating awareness, and helping to make this body more relaxed, more alert, and more poised. I want to just share a little piece also of what Rabbi Mark Margolius wrote in his teaching this week on the Arei Miklat, that if you receive Mark's Torah, you might have seen this. It came yesterday. One thing Mark shares with us, in mindfulness practice, we might call these Arei Miklat, these cities of refuge, to mind when particularly harsh thoughts arise about ourselves or others, before we seek to exact revenge through unwise and unwholesome words or actions. The city, the ear to which we flee, may be represented by a space or a pause we insert when we find ourselves beset by overly judgmental thoughts. It provides an opportunity to convene our inner Sanhedrin, our inner court, which can engage in hitlamdut, investigating with an open and curious mind the, quote, charges brought against ourselves or others. So we can take pause every time we return to the breath and return to the body. That is also a micro ir miklat. So let us explore cultivating and building a city of refuge today. So let's come to a low lunge. If you'd like some support for your back knee, you can bring the blanket under your knee. Let's take the right foot forward and the left foot back, and you're welcome to also bring your blocks on any of the three levels if you'd like some support as you come into this low lunge. And just work on bringing the, just pulsating the hips a little bit forward and back. Building up some sensation in that left thigh, hip flexor. Elongate the tailbone in your mind and see if you can draw the navel or the low belly slightly in and up. Help support the low back and get a little more into the hip flexor also. And then we're going to take something called lizard lunge by bringing the hands in between to the inside of the right knee, and you can heel toe the right foot out toward the edge of the mat. You could take one block or two here, and you might want to come down onto your forearms. You can roll onto the outer blade of the right foot, and then back fully onto the sole of the foot. Getting a little bit of external rotation here for this upper thigh. You can just improvise here, see what feels good. And then stamp that foot down on the sole of the foot and draw that right knee really in toward the midline. And if you'd like, tuck the back toes, lift the knee. This is all optional, of course. You could stay with the knee down. But if you'd like, lift the knee, send the heel back, and send the crown of the head forward and the collarbones wide as well. You can rock a little bit front to back as well. Just play with this a little bit. And then when you're ready, you can come on, undo it. Bring the knee down. Bring the right hand to the outside of the right foot. And we're going to sit the hips back, straighten through the right leg, flex through the right toes. Feel some sensation in the right hamstring, the right calf. The more you draw the toes back into flexion, the more you're getting into the calf as well as the hamstring. Good. And then we're going to switch sides any way you would like to switch. So now the left foot is forward. The right knee is back. We begin with this low lunge, hands to either side of the left foot, pulsating the hips a little bit forward and back. And really remembering the length of the low back as you do this. And drawing up on the low belly. And then as you're ready, bring the hands inside the left foot. Heel toe the left foot out to the outer edge of the mat here. Finding this lizard lunge. And you can come down if you'd like. Forearms to the block, forearms to the floor. So long as you still stay broad through the chest. And then if you want to add on to this, rolling the foot in and out, on the left coming to the outer blade of the foot and back onto the sole of the foot. And then stamp down that sole of the foot, magnetize that left knee in towards the center line, and then if you'd like, tuck the back toes, lift the back knee, and send the crown forward. And then come on down. Bring the left foot back to center, arms on either side, and sit the hips back, drawing the hips back, moving towards straightening the left leg, flex through those left toes, hamstring, calf, sending the sternum forward. And then stepping the back foot forward. Walk those blocks, or if you have your chair, or you can just have hands to the shins. You can walk the blocks forward, and with the legs straight and the quadriceps pulling up and the kneecaps pulling up, lengthen the crown of the head forward. So you have flat back. 90 degrees here. Long spine. And then just soften everything. Bend through the knees. Round down through the spine. Ragdoll. You can swing a little side to side or take hold of opposite elbows. Hang a little. And if it's okay for you, we're going to roll up the spine. If that's contraindicated, you'll come up with a flat back. If it's okay for you, inhale, fill the belly. And then as you exhale, stamp the feet down, draw the navel toward the spine, and roll up vertebra by vertebra. Coming on up. Can put everything to the side. Couple of movements for our joints. Just starting by working through the feet, the toes, the ankles. Just as you do this, see if you can really enliven the feet, the toes, and feel the contact of the sole of the foot with the mat. You can even roll over the fronts of your toes, stretch the front of the foot. The feet themselves are like an ir miklat, are like a city of refuge, a place that we can kind of dive into to find the foundation of our stance, right? When we're feeling wobbly, whether that's physically or emotionally, we can really take refuge in our feet. And then you can bring the feet together and knees together and just bend the knees and the ankles. Take the hands to the kneecaps, and we're going to just take little half circles around to the front and the side and back. It's a really nice one to do for the health of the knees. And then take the feet a little more than hip width apart. And we'll just take some circles. First clockwise, starting small. Feeling like you're scraping off the inside of a peanut butter jar with your hips as you go around. Nice big vat of peanut butter. And then you can widen the circle. So take it nice and slow and feel like you have some resistance as you go. Like you're really trying to wipe off all the peanut butter. Just feel how that is for the hips, for the legs, and then back the other direction. Again, starting small and getting larger with your circles. Wonderful. And then pause and just observe. Just notice how that feels compared to a few minutes ago. Take refuge in the breath, in the spaciousness that we can build in the body. So we can pause, soften, be right here. Okay, couple of standing poses. Let's take the legs wide. We're going to take warrior two to the right. So turn the right toes out and the left toes in. See that the front heel is in line with the back arch. That's usually a good measure here. Legs are nice and wide. We don't want the knee to go past the ankle when we go into the pose, right? So we want to be wide enough that however low we're going down, the knee lines up to the ankle. Inhale the arm shoulder height, extend through the fingertips, take the gaze over the right fingertips, and exhale, bend through that right knee and come on into the pose. And just check with your eyes down to your knee to see it's not rolling in or going past the ankle. Right? And you could just take it a little smaller, a little larger. Just see what your warrior two is today. Pause and breathe. And as you're ready, come on up and we'll switch sides. When you begin to practice yoga for a long time, over a long period, it becomes home and it really does become a city of refuge. Each pose can be an irmiklat for us. Inhaling here and then exhaling, bending that left knee, coming into the pose. Pausing, resting even in the doing, even within the doing, finding some rest. And then when you're ready, coming on up to standing. We'll take a wide leg forward bend. So the legs are nice and wide. The outer edges of the feet are parallel with the outer edges of the mat, or the toes slightly turned in. You can take the blocks in front of you, or a chair, or maybe your hands come down to the floor. We're going to inhale and lift up. And exhale, fold forward. So hands to a chair or blocks or to the floor, long spine. Draw the thighs back. The legs are straight. And be here and breathe. There's always a micro bend on the knees, yeah? We don't want to lock out the knees ever. Not good for the knees. And then if you'd like to fold further in this pose, you can. You can also just stay right here if you'd like. But if you'd like to fold further on an exhale, come down, head to the floor or towards the floor. You can support your head on a block as I'm doing if you'd like. Maybe your crown of your head comes to the floor. It's nice to have something to balance on. See that the hips are more or less right above the ankles, in line with the ankles. I should say in the same plane, that you're not hanging back into your heels too much. You're really centered on your feet. And then as you're ready, inhale, lengthen the spine, come back to that flat back. Exhale, take the hands to the hips. And inhale, press the feet down, lift up, gaze up. Exhale, come back to center. You can hop or heel toe the feet back together. Come to an easy mountain pose. You can take a hand to the belly and a hand to the heart. Just notice how you feel. See if there's a possibility to take refuge in this irmiklat of the physical body. Little bit of a shelter from the outer storms. When you're ready, you can release the hands and open your eyes, and we're going to come down to lie on the back. If you've got a strap of some kind handy, bring that with you, have that nearby. If you'd like to place the blanket under your head, if that supports your head and neck, that's an option. Just offerings. So come down onto the back to constructive rest for a moment. Constructive rest position is with the knees bent, the soles of the feet on the floor, the elbows out to the sides, and the palms resting face down on the low belly or the low ribs or the hip points. Just be here and breathe. Allow the spine to settle. And again, see if there's anything you can just let go of with subsequent exhales, anything you can release. Pausing, breathing. Finding our irmiklat, our city of refuge. And then taking the right knee in towards the chest, give it a hug. If you'd like, you can lengthen the left leg long on the floor, your choice. And then taking that right leg up toward the ceiling, placing the strap, if you have it, around your heel. Lengthen the leg up. You can flex through that right foot, and again, you get a little more into the calf. And then taking both sides of the strap into the right hand. Ground your left side of your body either by taking your hand to your left thigh or your left arm out to the side at shoulder height, and bring your right leg out to the right. See that your left hip stays grounded, pelvis on the floor. And then come on up. Bend the left knee, place the sole of the foot on the floor. Bend the right knee, place the ankle just above the left knee, figure 4. You could stay here if you like and just bring the right knee in and out. That's one option, one variation. You could bring the whole structure in and either take your strap behind the left thigh and hold, Or thread your arms behind the left thigh and draw the whole thing in toward you. Keep a light flex on the right foot to protect the ankle and knee joints. Easy in the jaw, easy in the throat, easy in the brow. Notice where's your mind. If it's wandered, you can just bring it right back to sensation in the body as your anchor. And then release. And we're going to switch sides, bringing the left knee in, extending the right leg if you'd like. And then sending that left leg up towards the ceiling, strap along the heel. Keep a flex on that left foot if you'd like, drawing the toes toward your own forehead. Easy in the shoulders, elbows. Slow, smooth, steady breaths. And then taking both sides of the strap to the left hand, ground the right thigh as you bring the left leg out to the side. I can't go very far, I got a wall in my way, but you get the picture. You know what to do. Long, smooth, steady breaths. And then bring the left leg back to center. Bend the right knee, place the sole of the foot on the floor. Bend the left knee, place the ankle just above the right knee. And once again, if you'd like, you can draw the left knee in and out, or you can bring the whole figure four structure in, hug it in. See that your neck stays nice and long. You can really lengthen the back of the skull along the floor. Keep a light flex on that left foot. And then release. We'll take one more pose before we hug the knees in, and that's a twist. So bringing the knees in toward the chest. Take the arms out to the sides, shoulder height. Inhale here, and exhale, you can bring the knees down to the right. If the left hip is really tight, it's nice to put a block between the knees. You can do that, or between the lower legs. See if you can ground that left shoulder blade and left shoulder towards the floor, to the floor. The gaze is up towards the ceiling, or if you like, over the left shoulder. And then when you're ready, inhale the knees back to center. And exhale the knees over to the left. Again, you can place a block between the knees or between the lower legs. Ground that right shoulder down. And then as you're ready, coming back to center, give the knees a little hug, or you could take happy baby if you like, with the knees wide, holding the outer soles of the feet, drawing the knees down, whatever you like. Take a rock from side to side or circles with the knees, just massaging the low back. And then as you're ready, settling into stillness in any way you'd like. It could be just coming back to that constructive rest position. You could place the blanket under your knees or the blocks under your knees or thighs, give you a little bolster action. Or you could lengthen the legs long, more traditional Shavasana if you prefer. In any way you'd like. Just taking a few minutes of stillness, a pause, just being in the Ir Miklat, the city of refuge. If you're able to or you'd like to extend your resting pose today, feel free to just turn off the video and give yourself a little more time. If you're returning to your day, give the fingers and the toes a wiggle. Give your body a nice yawn, sigh, stretch. Begin to make your way up to a comfortable seat. Tall spine. We can really make an intention to find this sense of Ir Miklat within, city of refuge within, at points during our day or during our week. I want to share a poem. I want to dedicate my own practice today, as we are used to sending the benefits of our own practice out. I want to share the fruits of my practice today with all the people of Majd al-Shams, and in memory of the 12 children who were killed in the blast the other day. Sending them love, sending them healing. And I want to share a poem that was shared with me this morning. It's called Tikkun by Aaron Shabtai, and he wrote it on October 10th of 2023. And this is a translation from Hebrew to English. Tikkun means repair. The horror, the terrible disaster, the shame, the fragments of stupidity, the foolishness of religion, the blindness of eyes, the violence of despair, will not be repaired neither by an officer, nor a bomb, nor an airplane, nor by any more blood. Only the heart's wisdom can repair. Only the doctor, the physician can repair. It is only the good teacher who can repair, the medic, whether Arab or Jew, the peaceful traveler can repair, the bicycle rider, the sandwich carrier, the one who walks in the street. The one who opens eyes can repair. The one who speaks compassionately can repair. The listener can repair. The educated person can repair. The one who waits and ponders can repair. The guide can repair. On the paths of generosity, of love, the painter can repair. The poet, the students of peace can repair. The gardeners of peace. I'll put that in the chat in just a moment so that you can have it as well. Thank you to Aaron Shabtai for this beautiful poem, and to my colleague Rabbi Amy Walk from Springfield, Massachusetts, who sent me the poem this morning. I'd like to close as we have been doing since October 7th with Achenu Kol Beit Yisrael, from our morning liturgy on Mondays and Thursdays in the Torah service, praying for safe return of the hostages, of the Chatufim. You can sing together with me or just listen, let it come over you. Achenu Kol Beit Yisrael, Achenu Kol Beit Yisrael, Hanetunim B'tzara, B'tzara ubashivya, Haomdim ben bayam uven bayabasha. Hamakom yerachem, yerachem aleim, veyotziem mitzara, lirevacha, umhafel leora, umishibud ligeula, hashta bagala, uvizman kariv. Hashta bagala uvizman kariv, imru amen. May they be returned safely. Thank you all for being with us today.